some guests that I'd like to introduce today. And if they'd stand when I call their name, Randy Anderson. My heart. For 30-some years, I was on the board of the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. And these ladies that are over here, one of them I've known for a very long time. The first year that she was director of the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament was in 1997. And our previous director kind of left her, well, let's put it this way. The boat she got in had no motor and no oars, i.e. there were no fouls in the office. The office was a trailer in a parking lot on the Morehead City waterfront. But 25 years later, this lady carried on with the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament and helped make it what it's become today. You know, this year was the 65th year of the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. Crystal Hessema, stand up, Crystal. Crystal is now the director of the Big Rock Foundation. We have a Big Rock Tournament, which is a 501c3, and the Big Rock Tournament Foundation is a 501c3. Crystal, you know, transitioned to being the director of that. That was near and dear to my heart, too, because I was the president of that for about 10 years. And it truly is a foundation. You're going to find out about that. I'm not going to steal any of their thunder. Carly, please stand up. We have this nice tall lady. And I'm going to embarrass her and tell her that her, I'm going to call it online picture, doesn't do her justice at all. So, Carly is a graduate of the University of Wilmington, and about 4 years ago came to the Big Rock, and I'm going to call her the media lady, among other things. And if you follow the Big Rock at all, and some of this I don't do, but whether you're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I don't know, maybe Snapchat, I don't know about that. But certainly if you follow the Big Rock on your app, you can have on your phone, on Big Rock TV, which you can stream online with YouTube. It's everywhere. So without further ado, Carly, are you going to start us off telling us about the Big Rock? Hey, 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 hey!
Thank you, Ben, and thank you all for having Crystal and I here today. We're both thrilled to be here to share what the Big Rock is about and how it came to be. So, starting out with a little bit of the history of the tournament, this picture was taken back in 1957. Back in the 1950s, no one had ever caught a blue marlin off the Crystal Coast. They were just rumored to exist. Some sailors had seen them free jumping while they were out in the water, but no one had caught one. So a group of local businessmen got together and formed the Fabulous Fishermen's Club. That club got together some prize money and tasked the charter fleet in Morehead City to go out and catch blue marlin. And they would reward the first captain that brought in a blue marlin with a cash prize. So all summer long, the charter boats went out fishing but didn't catch anything. It wasn't until September 14th, 1957, that the first blue marlin was caught. Captain Bill Olson of the Mary Z, pictured here, was running sea trials that day and had his angler Jimmy Croy on board, who was from Raleigh. He actually won the fishing trip from his work, which was so coincidental. The two boated the blue marlin and radioed back into town that they would be weighing it. So the town lit up with excitement. Everyone came in to see this fish. When they arrived at the scales, they weren't sure how to hang it, so they ended up hanging the fish by the bill, and it weighed in at 143.5 pounds. That historical fish changed the world of sport fishing as we know it, but they only got 250 silver dollars back then. Since then, the tournament has changed immensely. In 1973, the tournament was renamed from the Fabulous Fishermen's Club to the Big Rock Tournament as we know it today. The Big Rock is a location offshore that's a series of peaks and plateaus underwater that's a very hot spot for blue marlin and the fish they prey on. So it was only fitting to name the tournament after where these fishermen were going. So that's how the tournament got renamed back then. And then in 1986, the tournament made its first charitable contribution of $17,000. And in 1998, the tournament reached $1 million for the first time. And in 2019, a 914-pound blue marlin was brought to the scales, and that is a tournament record for the largest blue marlin ever weighed in during the Big Rock tournament. And it's one of the largest ones ever caught out of Carteret County. In 2022, just last year, we had a world record payout of over $3.5 million for one blue marlin. That record has since been broken, but in the years to come, who knows, that could get up to the double digits.
Am I behind?
Nope, excellent.
Okay.
You can go ahead and press it if you
Okay,
want.
sorry, we didn't plan this, but.
Yeah, thought we'd have a little remote thing, but it's all good. So over the last 65 years, like Ben said, we just celebrated our 65th anniversary. A lot has changed. We've experienced a lot of growth. We went from a couple men getting together at a local restaurant, much like this organization, to a world-renowned tournament. And that wouldn't be possible without Crystal Hesmer and our board members like Ben Moore. Crystal, would you like to say something?
I asked Carly to just,
Give me a moment because I know that you all know Ben and Sue. And that I just wanted to say, really, without Ben's contribution and as major sponsor for how many years, Ben? 18, maybe 20 years? The tournament would not have grown to the point where we were out getting, really major sponsors, real boat companies and other people. It was a small town tournament. So I just wanted to thank Ben officially in front of his friends. Thank you, Ben. You were amazing. And he was an amazing board member.
And also Miss Sue, who volunteered with the tournament as well. The tournament would not be possible without volunteers like herself and the many others that it takes to put on the event year after year. So this year we celebrated our 65th annual tournament. We had 271 boats, which was a tournament record. They were fishing for $5.8 million. And our first place boat, Sushi, brought in a 484-pound blue marlin, and they won $2.8 million for that fish. They would have won about $3.5 million, but it didn't weigh 500 pounds. So the tournament created a level called the Fabulous Fisherman's Level to pay tribute to the original founders of the tournament. The first fish that's voted over 500 pounds gets a significant amount of money right off the dot. This year, they would have gotten $750,000, but since no one weighed in a qualifying 500-pound fish, that money's rolling over to next year, making the first fish over 500 pounds worth $1.5 million. Yeah, and this year we had, like I said, the 271 boats, and within the 6 days of fishing, they released 252 billfish. And we actually had a new record set. Marlin Fever, one of Jarrett Bay's boats, who's our major sponsor, they caught 5 blue marlin in one day, which has never happened in the history of the tournament. So very exciting stuff, a great year made possible by our sponsors and our participants that have been loyal for the last 65 years. It's no longer just a Morehead City tournament as it was in its infancy. It's now grown to people coming from all around the world with professional crews and even weekend crews that just want to hop in and get on the action and have a chance to catch a dolphin that's worth $500,000. So it's really grown over the last 65 years. In 1998, we added the Kelly Wagner Lady Angler Tournament. At the time, it was known as the Big Rock Lady Angler Tournament, but in 2008, it was renamed the Kelly Wagner Lady Angler Tournament in honor of Kelly, who is the late wife of our board member, Casey Wagner. See, Kelly was instrumental back in the early days of the tournament in ensuring that proceeds would go to our local cancer clinics. She also fished in every single Lady Angler tournament. Now, 26 years later, that tournament has become the largest lady angler event in the world, bringing in hundreds of boats and thousands of lady anglers. We have a best dressed contest for the ladies, and they catch just as many billfish as the guys do. It's a great event, and to date, it's raised about $450,000 for the local cancer clinics in Carteret County. We recently added the Big Rock Kids Tournament. The tournament is exactly what it sounds like. It's all about the kids. So junior anglers 16 and under go offshore and catch billfish, just like the adults do in the Big Rock Tournament and the KWLA Tournament. This year, 73 boats and about 350 junior anglers caught 224 billfish. All but 2 of those fish were caught by kids. So it was incredible to see the smiles on their faces as they reeled in their first billfish, their second billfish, one after another, kids getting thrown off the boat. For those of you that don't know what the significance of getting thrown off the boat is, it's tradition that whenever you catch your first billfish, you get tossed in and go for a swim. So there were a lot of kids on the dock doing that, and you can see them all here holding their trophies. We also host a camp for underprivileged youth during the Big Rock Kids Tournament. Kids from the Boys and Girls Club, from the Bridge Down East, which is a local organization, and other kids in the community come and are able to catch their very first fish at Big Rock Landing. Fish like a pinfish or a pufferfish, things like that, and the smiles on their faces say it all. That tournament continues to grow, and it's raised about $60,000 for the Boys and Girls Club of the Coastal Plains. The Big Rock prides itself on 3 pillars: conservation, innovation, and charitable giving. With conservation, our participants are passionate about preserving the species that we all love. Big Rock requires all blue marlin boated to be 110 inches. That's 11 inches above the federal minimum. And in the event that a blue marlin is brought to the scales, they have researchers on site from the North Carolina Center of Marine Science and Technology with NC State on site to collect samples and pull stomach contents, blood, and tissue samples that are then able to send it to labs around the world. We send samples to labs across the United States at universities, but it's really interesting to think that some of the fish that are caught right here in North Carolina end up in labs in Sweden and Europe and Australia. Who knows where they could end up? Through that research, they are able to further conservation methods to preserve the species. The last couple years, we've also partnered with the International Game Fish Association, also known as the IGFA. We've hosted the Great Marlin Race, which is exactly what it sounds like. Participants have purchased satellite tags that they're deployed on blue marlin during the tournament. The tag is then on the fish for 240 days, and after that time, it pops off and transmits data, including where the fish swam to, how deep it dove, and the temperature of the water that it swam in. The researchers at Stanford University then analyze that data and again further conservation methods and better understand the behavior of the species because it's relatively unknown exactly where they go. In 2021, we had a blue marlin tagged during the tournament that swam from Morehead City all the way to Cape Verde, South Africa. And then recently in 2022, we had another blue marlin tag that swam south of the equator off the coast of Brazil, which was the furthest south that organization has ever tracked. Innovation. The Big Rock has been an industry leader for the last 65 years. Though it started in 1957 as a small hometown tournament, now it's a world-renowned event, commonly known as the Super Bowl of blue marlin fishing. We've done this by staying on top of technology. We created Big Rock TV, like Ben mentioned earlier, which brings people get an inside look at what's going on at the scales. You can sit at home and watch the action of the weigh-ins. And this year, we even were able to broadcast what was going on offshore. So people could see the boats catching the fish in real time, fighting blue marlin, boating a blue marlin, gaffing game fish. It's very exciting, and Lord only knows what the future holds for that. We've also created a brand out of the Big Rock. So we have a full-time retail store on the Morehead City waterfront that sells t-shirts, gifts, accessories year-round. It's become a brand that people recognize, and the Big Rock t-shirt has become a collector's item. We also are constantly on top of how we can better serve our community and our participants. One of the ways we've done that is by creating the Big Rock Big Hero program. The Big Rock Big Hero program gives the opportunity to service members to go fishing. It's a way that we give back to those that give us the freedom to fish. Here's a quick video about that and some of our heroes from this past year.
The moment that kind of changed everything was the first time I ever got shot at. We got ambushed, and the first time I heard a crack of a bullet go by me, and the first time I ever saw somebody get shot, somebody that I knew well. There was a moment of hesitation, but then I realized that immediately my training took over, and I didn't want to let my friends down. I didn't want to let my buddies down to my right and left, and I knew that I had to keep going. So I kept going for them.
My name is Master Sergeant Bobby Leverett. Been in the United States Marine Corps for 19 years. I got 2 opportunities to serve in Eastern North Carolina on a aircraft, a HH-46, a search and rescue aircraft, informally known as Pedro. We'd work and train with the Coast Guard offshore on a constant basis, being able to just do hospital transfers, helping fishermen that may be in distress or something, or a lost boat or a capsized boat, or maybe just a medical emergency that happened that we were going to be able to get there faster than the Coast Guard's boat. Just being in the local area, being able to do something like that was just amazing and fulfilling to be able to serve in Eastern North Carolina.
Hi, my name's Jason Fleener. I'm a lieutenant commander in the United States Navy. I've done 17 years, almost 18 years in the military. So after leaving the Marine Corps, I had a good Marine friend of mine who ended up passing away from cancer. And that really stimulated my drive to do something in the medical field and go further and continue to help my military companions using medicine.
My name is Donald Leroy Collins, Staff Sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. I've been serving for 11 years. From a small town in Ohio, so not much exposure to the rest of the world, so being able to travel to different countries and different parts of the United States and meet people from all over the world with different values and opinions has really helped me grow as an individual and be more open-minded.
My name is Jason Gazillo. I'm a senior chief in the United States Coast Guard. I have 20 years of service. I decided to serve in the United States Coast Guard just shortly after 9/11. I was a junior in high school, and I wanted to give back to the community. One thing that I learned to pass down to my kids are, to be thankful for what we have, to be, especially being in, the best country in the world, you know, it's something that I'll never take for granted. This is something that I will always cherish, to be in this country and the freedom that we have here.
My name is First Sergeant James Cross. I've served in the U.S. Army for 21 years. When you're fishing on the saltwater versus, river or lake fishing, it's just a different ball game. Yeah, I'm just excited to get out there. I've never been on the ocean, fishing, and I think it's going to be just a pretty rad experience.
My name is Matthew Bertram. I'm a first sergeant in the United States Army. Heroes aren't looking for fame or glory or any of that. They're just looking to do their job and get back home. And to me, that's what a hero is. I hope that I can honor their legacy of everyone that came before me and those that, were not able to be here and experience this.
Big Rock, Big Heroes, giving back to the people that allow us to do these freedoms every day that we take for granted, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do that. Nothing would make me happier than for the Marine to get in the chair and we beat our 914 record.
The thing I'm looking forward to the most of this experience is just, connect with nature and just kind of be out in the ocean and just, and kind of enjoy the beauty, I guess.
Usually I actually get made fun of because I'm a sailor and I get a little bit seasick more than anybody else, but I'm super excited to be out on one of these ships and never been in a big tournament such as this.
I would love to catch a blue marlin and to actually, see it or bring it on board, or just to experience someone else catching it would be a lifelong dream.
We got out there, about a 3-hour ride. Pretty choppy, sat around for a little while, and it went 0 to 100 pretty quick. So, definitely the biggest fish I've ever caught. That was wild.
How big was it? 900 pounds?
They need to be on the boat. Kind of blacked out with the experience of just euphoria going through my blood. It was wild. I mean, it was by far the biggest fish I've ever caught.
No, it's tough. You're fishing in a big money tournament. You take a guy with you and you put him in the chair to catch a blue marlin. That speaks an awful lot about you.
Backing into the Big Rock landing was just amazing to see all the people and all the support there for us. Very humbling, really, kind of to see that support. And then backing in the way station, hundreds of people, heck, probably even thousands of people lined up all around there. And then to see a 470-pound blue marlin sitting on the weigh table was just gnarly.
Being nominated as Big Rock Heroes, it's surreal, quite honestly. It's weird, quite honestly, to be honored like that and to be thought of like that, because in my mind, I'm not a hero. I'm just somebody who does their job. And, like I said, I know plenty of heroes who never made it home. And, I'm just here trying to do them justice, and I hope that I can.
Well, at the end of this, I just want to thank you, Salt Life, and thank you, Big Rock, for allowing me the opportunity to come out here and participate in this. You guys are rad.
All right, the Big Rock Tournament would like to thank Salt Life for their sponsorship of the Big Rock Big Hero program. Of course, all of our captains and crews who give so graciously of their time, and obviously Tabby, who puts it all together. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you, Salt Life.
And then everybody at Big Rock, Big Hero and the Big Rock tournament folks, having us or even considering putting this on is very, very humbling and super huge. So just huge thanks to everybody involved, and thanks for selecting me.
So picking up where we left off, Big Rock is all about giving back to the community and those that have supported us and got us to where we are today. From 65 years ago in 1957 to now, this would not be possible without our community, without the people that shop in our store, the people that fish in the tournament, without the people that buy the t-shirt or watch Big Rock TV, all of you here listening and learning about the tournament today. The ultimate goal and our why is to give back to our community. To date, the Big Rock Tournament has given $8.5 million to charities all around eastern North Carolina and Carteret County and even all around the nation. We like to support organizations involving children, schools, domestic violence shelters, educational opportunities, conservation methods. Big Rock is all about giving back. Crystal has taken over the foundation and has since began finding new ways to raise funds to increase the amount we're able to give to charity. Here's a quick video about the Big Rock Foundation to show some of the work we've done over the last 35 years.
There is this giant excitement level for this tournament as we build up to it. Every boatyard's full of boats getting ready. All the tackle shops have tackle in there, getting ready, getting prepared.
I don't know of any captain that doesn't want to fish this, no matter if they're in Morehead City or Islamorada. We all want to be part of it.
The Big Rock is the greatest blue marlin tournament in the world, period. Welcome to Big Rock Landing.
Bring him up, really. If he doubles on that line, you'll lose him.
Came up on the left short, pounded the bait.
$1,678,000. This is your new leader. Morehead City was coming out of World War II. The Morehead City waterfront was boat building, commercial fish houses. It was a working commercial waterfront. There weren't that many sport fishing boats, certainly not what we know them as today.
Up until 1957, a blue marlin had never been landed off of the coast of Morehead City.
And a group of the local businessmen got together and said, well, let's put some money together and get people encouraged to go out there and fish for it and participate. And that's really the basis of where the tournament started from.
And September 14th, 1957, Jimmy Croy leaves the dock on the Mary Z with Captain Bill Olson from the Morehead City Yacht Basin. The sea trial for that boat, and they go out and catch a blue marlin.
I wish I could have been there for the excitement. That changed fishing in Morehead City forever.
We started out this small little tournament trying to put Morehead City on the map with sport fishing. Promote sport fishing in Carteret County, promote sport fishing in North Carolina, and give money away to charities. And so that was our very simple mission from day one.
The foundation is the charitable arm of the tournament, and the charitable arm is really why Big Rock exists, to fund our core charities. They depended on those funds every year for programs.
If for whatever reason the Big Rock Tournament could not go on as planned, the foundation exists to make sure that those charitable donations will be made on an annual basis.
We have a core group of charities that we give to every year, a certain amount of money, but then we look for bigger projects and higher impact projects, something that the Big Rock could really make a difference in whether that project happens or not.
We've been able to do so much more than just what we thought the tournament could in the beginning. This past year, we were able to give $1 million away in a single tournament year.
The Big Rock Tournament is pleased to donate $1 million. And I think it speaks to the growth of the tournament, the growth of the industry, the growth of Morehead City, the cultural phenomenon that the Big Rock has become.
The Big Rock is the Super Bowl of fishing. And when you think about the Super Bowl, you think about all the impact it has. How does it affect the community? How does it affect the state? How does it affect everybody that's around it or touches it?
I was in a meeting recently with one of our charities. The president of that organization looked at me and said, Tommy, our organizations have a lot in common. We're both in the hope business. The guy's fishing. I hope I catch that big one. I hope I win that big money. But for those of us, maybe we're not participants, but we love the tournament. We love the charitable work that it does. The money that we give is helping achieve a hope. It makes that dream become a reality.
When you really dig down to what the Big Rock is The Big Rock is about changing lives. It's life-changing if you win. It's life-changing to the people to see a blue marlin for the first time. And it's life-changing to the charities that benefit. You're all part of that story.
And we would like to expand that growth into the community and to different people that want to be a part of the tournament that maybe can't come and fish the tournament, but want to be a part of what the Big Rock is all about.
It's a donation from you. It's a t-shirt bought in our retail store. It's a sponsor supported across all 3 tournaments, Big Rock Kids, and KWLA. It's very important for all the support that we can garner to continue the legacy of Big Rock.
So wrapping up, it's incredible that this tournament has gone from giving 250 silver dollars to our winner to $3.5 million. And charities going from $17,000 to being able to give away $1 million in 2 consecutive years, and hopefully again this year. That's all in part to our supporters, our sponsors, our customers, and our participants, and the donors that make contributions to the Big Rock Foundation. So thank you all for allowing Crystal and I to be here. Ben, thank you for inviting us and having us and letting us share what Big Rock is about. If anyone has any questions, Crystal and I both are happy to answer.
Do we know what percentage of billfish that are landed and then released survive versus succumb from the landing and the ordeal?
Absolutely. So 98% of all billfish caught during the tournament are released. They aren't brought onto the boat by any means. And they think that about 95% of the ones that are released maintain a healthy life, go on to live many years. And you can see that through the Great Marlin Race that I mentioned. Those tags stay on and track the fish as they swim around the world.
Great. That's much better than I had thought.
Yeah, yep.
You know somebody had to ask this question, but what does it cost to enter?
So you can enter the tournament for as little as $5,000, or you can pay in and buy in all the levels, which it does pay to play, for $52,500. So we created a Super 20 category a couple years ago that cost $20,000 itself. So that took us from a total entry of $27,500 to $47,500, $50,000. So that's, not everyone participates in that level. It's completely up to the participant. So you can enter just level 1 and level 7 and only spend about $5,000 and win $500,000 on a dolphin.
One thing I think people would be interested in are the rules and the enforcement of the rules and the latest controversy this year when the fish had a little mutilation from a shark bite. So talk about that.
Absolutely. That was a very unfortunate evening. Jarrett Bay is our major sponsor, and the boat that brought in the mutilated fish was Jarrett Bay's first boat ever built right in Carteret County. So whenever they presented that fish at the weigh station, our weighmaster unfortunately saw the mutilation, the shark bite on the fish, and we had several researchers from past marine biologists with the state, the universities take a look at it and determine that it was during the fight. So ultimately our rules say that any fish that's been mutilated, whether it's caused by an animal, a shark, or the boat prop itself prior to landing, it gets disqualified. So that was a lot of controversy we ran into this year, but thankfully everyone was supportive and understood ultimately that the rules are the rules, and it's unfortunate, but I think it's a motivator to Sensation and the other teams to go back out there and get a winning fish next year.
The other thing that maybe you'll take people through is what it means to be in the Big Rock from Friday afternoon until Sunday morning, the next Sunday.
It is a long week, that's for sure. So the fishermen, all the week before the tournament, everyone's preparing, everyone's getting ready, re-rigging their reels, getting their lures lined up, getting bait rigged and everything like that. And Monday morning, 5 a.m., boats head out offshore. Fish from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Your eyes are locked in on your spread, waiting for a blue marlin to come up in the teaser. Some days you might get a bite, some days you might not, and you do that again and again and again throughout the whole week. Waking up at 5 a.m., not getting back until 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then having to wash the boat, rig the baits, and get ready for the next day. So it's a very tough and trying week, and unfortunately there's more losers than there are winners, but once you hook a blue marlin, once you see it jumping, that's what keeps everyone coming back, and the opportunity that they have to win, whether it's $3.5 million or just a couple $100,000, or just to say they caught a marlin during the Big Rock tournament. That's what gets people hooked for life.
Two other things. One, describe the social activities during the week, and then what it means to have economically, or just what's going on the waterfront, whether it's Michael Jordan or whomever, you know, and the size of the boats, the cost of the boats.
Absolutely.
I don't think people understand all this.
Do you want to share, Crystal?
Well, sure.
Crystal's the expert. She's been doing this way longer than I have.
So let's see, what was your first thing, Ben?
Okay, the social
The events, we didn't talk
The
about
events,
the
right.
events. So we have a captain's party. Let me get out of the slide. We have a captain's party, which is a major community event. People come from all over. Unfortunately, our tournament has grown such now that we don't have outside community members. It's just specifically for the participants. But there are about 2,000 people that come to the convention center, and it's a big old party. It's an indoor, outdoor, big old party, and I think they all attend. I think that's one event that they all attend. But we have other events throughout the week. We have a pig picking and Wednesday seafood dinner we did this year, and then we've moved our awards banquet from Saturday to Sunday, which is a great brunch time for everybody to get together. It also helps assist the staff to make sure all of our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed. Next question, Ben. I'm sorry.
Okay, talk about the Lady Angler, because that's the most fun event.
The Lady Angler tournament?
The Lady Angler party. Did you still have it?
Well, sorry, yes, I skipped right over that, didn't I? Which, thanks to Carly. Carly, which we really haven't said, is also the Lady Angler director and Big Rock Kids director, and she's now taken on our social media, splitting with the retail, but she's wearing many hats, but as you can see, she's a bright young thing, and she can do it all. The Lady Angler tournament started the year I started. Thank you very much. That was give me the Big Rock and start another Lady Angler tournament at the same time. But it started off small. We had maybe 20 boats, 13 boats, something like that first year. But it was very exciting. Ladies were very excited to be part of it. And as Carly said, Kelly was instrumental in making that happen. She had always fished. She fished in Texas. She was from Texas, and she had always gone and fished. And she wanted just other women to really understand, look, this is not just a man's game. Well, thanks to her and the growth of everything, and thanks to Carly for making everything so successful. This year they had, how many boats was it, Carly? 266 boats in the Lady Angler tournament. And that party has now equaled to our captain's party, because as you can imagine, the women are much more into it. And we have a best dress contest, which really is really fantastic. It is so amazing. We started that, I don't know, maybe 12 years ago. And every year you think, okay, they thought it all. They thought of every kind of costume there could be, but there are just still always new ideas. It's wonderful. So if you ever are down, it would be fantastic really to come to that party and see these costumes, even if you don't even go in the party. It's fantastic just to watch and look and see what they do, because, gosh, I mean, I just can't tell you. You have to look online and look at the pictures, but it's fantastic. But
Okay, tell them about the size of the boats, the cost of the boats, and how many people fish on these boats.
So, you know, when the Mary Z started, you might have had 3 people on a boat or 4 people on a boat to go charter a boat, and it was maybe, I don't know, that boat probably cost $70,000 or $50,000, $70,000, something like that. And now we have boats that range from 35 feet. We do have small boats that fish the tournament as well, but also up to 90 feet. Now that 90-foot boat is about $4 to $5 million. It burns an amazing amount of fuel every day. I think it's like $5,000 a day for fuel. It's just amazing where we've come from that tiny boat of the Mary Z and now to these multi-million-dollar boats that are fishing the tournament, and the growth of the boat industry, the tournament has gone along with, you know. So as this has gotten bigger and better, so has the tournament. So it's pretty amazing, I have to say, Ben, and I know you saw a lot of that same history. Is that all? Did I answer all the questions? Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. We have a gift for you. The gift has not grown in size or expense, but it does have blue in it.
That's what it's all about.
We have for you, in gratitude, the very coveted blue birdhouse. And there are instructions on the inside, but no bluebirds. You have to put it in the right place. We thank you very much.
Thank you all so much for that.